I'm chilling.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Loft Podcast, episode number 4. I'm your host, Colinies, and welcome today. We got an ensemble cast of everybody up in Keitaro's room. This is the first time we're doing it live on Twitch TV. Say hi, chat. You can see them in the bottom corner. But yeah, we got everybody here. If everyone wants to go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with you.
You already know who it is. It's your boy, Cilvanis, you know what I'm saying? The biggest person in the house, you know what I'm saying? 400 subscribers, about to go to 500,000, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in here, bitch. I don't know what I'm supposed to say or what I'm about to say, but you know, we out here.
And behind you?
Yo, it's your boy Black Gamer Watch, Cosmic Cosmology, aka Cosmos ZR.
Alright.
Game 2 player, not Inkling anymore.
And over here?
You know, it's your boy Hack. You see me in like a billion Loft Podcasts, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same.
We've only done 3, but
you know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? It's number 4.
It is number 4.
So it's
4
your
months,
boy,
4 podcasts.
You know,
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Banjo Kazooie.
And now we also have our special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy White Hannya. You know, coming at you live with that tourney. Oh no, it's not. It's not wrong.
Why is everyone saying it's your boy?
Yo,
It's your boy. Yo, what's going on?
We can't all be.
You never watched
gonna
JG's tourney fixes?
No.
Back in the day. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy JG coming at you hard live tourney. All right. Anyway, raw stuff.
We also have Keitaro. He's currently finishing his dinner, but okay,
yo, what's going on? It's actually the most popular
Damn,
guy
you
here.
can swallow fast as fuck.
He speed ran that shit.
Yo, that was a full plate of food.
That's what your ex said.
Okay.
Anyway, so yes, we actually did manage to land Liquid Hungry Box on the podcast today. Our first big premiere guest. I'm very proud.
Oh, come on.
No, just kidding, of course. It is White Hannya, aka Jerry. I'm sure you guys have seen him on the streams, but you may not actually know much about him or know who he is, really. And today will be a good opportunity for him to get to introduce himself to you guys more, which I'm pretty excited about. So, Jerry, if you could, just introduce yourself a little bit and tell everybody how you know the people in this room and how you got to know these guys and everything.
Yeah, so I met Keitaro back in the Brawl days. We were part of the original crew Leap of Faith, which was me, Keitaro, Hack, and several other members, most of which are not in the crew anymore. We just voted one out today.
It's dead already.
The crew dead.
What crew?
Dead.
Crew.
So we you know, I've known him for such a long time. He's been one of my longest time friends that I've had. Meeting him before most people that I did in the community, and yeah, I just you know, I met everybody else who moved into the Loft afterwards, just by coming to visit and stuff, and here I am.
One thing I wanted to ask you about is, so you did actually used to live in the Loft, the first Loft. People may not know about that. Talk a little bit about your, I'm very curious personally, about your experience living in that first Loft.
It was awful.
Why was it awful?
It was awful. I had the worst combination of people. I had this motherfucker right outside my door, streaming. Like first of all, mind you, let me just let you all know, 2 days before I was gonna drive from Pennsylvania to New Jersey to move into the Loft, Keitaro video calls me. Hey man, yo, I gotta tell you something. Yo, what's going on? Oh, what's up? Oh, I just want to let you know, Hack is gonna be living at the Loft. Oh, that's cool, man. Where's he gonna be staying? Oh, right in the hallway outside your room. So,
But, yo, people have to live next to people all the time.
okay, but in the hallway next to,
If you guys don't know,
what if Cilvanis lived on the fucking stairs in your room? Right
It's
here?
different. You have a door to close your door.
A door.
okay.
Yes.
That door was made of plastic, dude.
All right, that was nonsense. The door was made of wood.
I had that. I had Hack right outside my room, and then you ready? You guys ready for the fucking the double whammy? I had a cat right above me with his fucking subwoofer on the floor with Discord all day.
All right. This is one thing I want to stop for a second. So Hack lived right outside your room. Hack, I know you've talked about it a little bit before, but some people may not know. You were living in the struggle in that moment. Could you talk a little bit about your experience moving into that first Loft?
I can make a video about it. That's how OD it is. Alright, I used to live under a staircase like Harry Potter. Alright, my desk was in front of the staircase, so I can't jerk off. Or I can't look at porn.
You shouldn't be jerking off.
That's the first thing you're gonna see.
You shouldn't be jerking off anyway. It's bad for your health.
Alright, so anyway, alright, I
It's actually good for your.
I made no money.
Shut the fuck up.
I had no sub button. All right, there was no gifted subs back then. I had no sub button. You had to have 400 viewers to fucking get a sub button back then. And I used to have to rely on smacking people in the face for fucking money. Right?
I want you all to know
what
the PB&J,
with whipped cream, PB&J, cool, everything, man.
One time, someone donated. I think it was like $100
$150
for him to lick my beard.
No. No. Don't tell it like that, right? Don't
Weird
tell
champ.
It like that.
I'm just saying.
You instigated it so you can get profit from the donation, alright? I didn't want to do it, and the person just donated $150. He's like, yeah, man, you got to do it. Yo, you gonna give me a cut, right? And I'm like, I'm frame trapped. I have to do it now. Alright,
I would just open the door and be like, yo, Hack, you want some chips? Like,
this is Hack, the same guy who wouldn't kiss a man for $1 million.
Yep.
But he did give Jerry's beard a smooch.
Wait, so you kissed his beard or you licked it?
I had to lick it. It was whipped cream.
It's fine. I believe in sex workers. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I support OnlyFans girls. I support Hack doing. You kind of were like an original sex worker. Now that I think about it.
I was the original OnlyFans.
That's true.
Because it was only donations.
It was donations for acts that I'm sure some people got very excited about. But yeah, so Hack lived under the staircase like Harry Potter, right next to Jerry's room, and then right next to that room was False's room?
No.
The cat was above Jerry's.
The cat was
directly above mine.
There was somebody right next to you too, wasn't there?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was, False was on the other side of the cat.
Oh,
right next
yeah,
to
so
the front
False
door.
and the cat were next door to each other, and then Keitaro's room was by itself, like this little. It was a pretty small room.
It was terrible.
And then Blue lived in the living room,
Oh my
which
God.
I was severely against, and I got lit up for it. I was like, "This is a terrible idea."
This
It
had to
shouldn't
have been a
happen.
3-man, like
It
a
should
3-person
not happen.
apartment.
Four.
4-person apartment. How many people did y'all have living in there?
6?
Oh, it's not a problem. Now we can use the living room whenever you want. He said.
He
and,
lied.
Really?
You like?
Oh,
Like,
How you doing, bro?
It's not my fault.
I'm
Blue lied.
chilling.
You're chilling?
I'm trying to stay in the camera.
You trying to stay in the camera?
I'm trying to stay in the
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to help you guys,
Game
honestly.
Watch,
So I'm trying to figure out what my shirt is. It's just
Dude,
like a
if
little
I'm 2
dinosaur
years, like I'm black.
with a mohawk.
It's like
Bro, I don't even know.
I got it
if
from
I'm
a
in the
local
shop.
screen.
You are actually in the shop
Alright,
more
okay.
than other people,
Okay,
believe
good,
it or
because
not.
I can't see that far.
Yeah, you're actually pretty in the shot, surprisingly enough.
Like, I don't have my
Oh,
glasses.
damn. Okay.
what the fuck?
Yo,
What are
Keitaro-
you trying to do?
Yo, Keitaro,
I just want this to be there.
Keitaro,
that's all I
move
want.
the Streamlabs to the big TV so we can see like
Oh.
ourselves a little bit better.
All right, well, anyways, continuing on. So Jerry used to live at the first loft, and why don't you live in the current loft? What's going on in your life today that kind of has made you go on a different path than other people in this house?
I I had a girlfriend. I moved out with her. Who,
Okay.
I then married. So she.
So you're married.
She is still my wife. Yes.
How long have you been married? Actually, I don't know.
3-4 years.
3-4 years.
Something
Okay.
like that.
And you have actually
We have a
reproduced.
Yes. We have a son, and we have our second child on the way.
Yo, if y'all don't retweet the fact that we're streaming, I'm gonna punch all y'all in the face.
I retweeted it on the
Does it matter if I retweet?
Not the first one, the second one.
I have no followers.
If you don't retweet, I'll punch you in the face. Choose.
I dare you.
All right. So Jerry you have an offspring. Congratulations on that. It's a boy. What's his name?
Damien Robin.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So you moved out of the house to kind of pursue a more normie life with your girlfriend, who then became your wife. You guys have a kid together.
Yep.
So how the fuck did you end up here?
My dad died.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
He had a car accident, so we lived 2 houses away from him, and I didn't want to be there in PA
It's time
anymore.
for some change.
Yeah, so Keitaro mentioned, he was like, well, why don't you, look into moving around out here? You can kind of hang around, be near some friends and stuff. So here I am.
Would you say that the experience has been good for you so far?
Considering that, like, a week after I moved here, the coronavirus happened. Some things could be better.
Yeah.
But, overall, it's been cool. It's been nice to have somewhere to go where I can hang.
What about the customer service, though?
Yo,
let's not
get
start.
me started.
Don't get me started.
All right, I just want to point out that you're being racist towards the coronavirus by saying that it made your experience less manageable.
Shut up. Shut up.
racist toward too,
That.
The coronavirus.
which
I actually
is
third that. You can defend yourself now before we vote you off.
You'll get canceled for saying that.
yeah. I'm not gonna say nothing. Anyways, this is actually a very good segue into the next topic I want to talk about because, you know, podcast host Colinies has done a great job and we've had 3 episodes in 4 months. And our last episode was before coronavirus really was even a worldwide pandemic. So we actually haven't talked about this at all yet.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we actually haven't. Before the last tournament or last podcast we had, we were talking about how excited we were for the Smash World Tour. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
RIP for
Got
that.
destroyed.
But I'm just kind of wanted to go around the room and gauge how people are feeling about the coronavirus because I feel like for a lot of people it's been really tough. You know, people have been losing their jobs and like just overall it's been really hard for people's mental health and everything. But we're actually in an interesting position as content creators and streamers. I feel like it's benefited a lot of us in unforeseen ways before. And I kind of wanted to gauge on how everybody in the room kind of felt like that because I feel like we have a pretty unique perspective.
Yo, guys, as you see in the bottom left of the screen near Cilvanis' penis, we're at 1,510 subs. Let's go! For every 5 subs we get, Keitaro's gonna get happy. So consider subscribing. It won't show up on the screen, but I will see it. So we're at 1,510 subs. We get 1,515 will be great. Hello, YouTube. But the point you're trying to make is all I know is I was stuck around like 500 to 600 subs for like 6 months, and coronavirus happened, and I didn't get infected. But he was like, "Yo, you trying to reach?"
Not that you know, but
Yeah.
could be asymptomatic.
I don't have okay. I don't have the coronavirus. But what I do know is that luckily I was able to stay home, not travel. I was supposed to go to Dubai, Japan. I was supposed to go to another fucking planet, maybe.
You traveled right when it happened.
Yeah, you let like as soon as it started you told us that you were worried about coronavirus because you were scared you weren't going to be able to travel.
Mexico right away.
And then you went to
For
Mexico
like
immediately
month.
for a month and a half.
Okay, so
And left us here to die.
Left.
yeah, and I
You
left
really-
you all to die. Okay,
You did.
I live, and I will tell the future about the story of y'all. So fuck y'all.
Well, you did leave us a case of water in the living room,
Exactly,
which is
so
much
I thought about
Actually,
y'all.
there was another one in your room too.
And y'all drank it all.
And I'm
Thank
not paying you back for it.
I didn't know if you were ever coming back, bro. Times were different, man.
I was
It was
coming
a big change in the world. What about you, Cilvanis? How has coronavirus affected your life? Also, not hating on anyone because everyone has done it, but we should probably stop clapping into the microphone so much.
All right,
Headphone users are crying.
So for me, I hate the coronavirus. All my homies hate coronavirus because literally I was living the quarantine life forever, you know, trying to grind out YouTube and all this, and I was broke after I quit my job doing Smash Planet. So I literally hated life, you know, but I was like, all right, but I'm going towards a goal. And then, you know, around November, I finally blew up, you know, like on YouTube. So I'm like, oh my God, finally got some free time. Okay. So I'm like thinking I'm about to start going and stuff. I signed up for Pound. This is going to be my first, you know, Smash National I've been to in forever. And then it just got canceled and I had a flight to Japan. And
Pound didn't get canceled.
Pound did get canceled.
No, Cosmos won.
I won Pound. What do you mean?
Did you forget? Dude, I got 65th. What are you talking about? I answered.
That's how you know it's a fake Pound because Hack got 65th.
That's crazy.
That's how you know it's big.
I
won the
actually,
tournament.
I always get 65th at Nationals. Shut your dumb ass up.
Thank you,
Whose
Chigao.
turn? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Or is it
Shut
Hackoru
your dumb
TV's
ass
turn?
up.
I
All
can't
right.
say anything.
I don't think we should thank subs.
I can't thank subs.
I don't think we
All
should.
right.
All right, we're never doing
And
this.
Cosmos shouldn't have won Pound. All right.
Yeah.
Justice for
Justice for Grayson.
Justice for Grayson.
Fake
All right.
So, with that being said, yeah, my flight to Japan got canceled. Just everything that I was gonna go to without the burden of doing content was just evaporated. So I'm kind of sad, but at the same time, you know, it's like I get to focus on doing even more content like I've been for the last 2 to 3 years or whatever. So, what can I say?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I feel like all of us have definitely had, since we've been stuck at home and like we haven't really been able to go to tournaments or go outside much, I think it's helped a lot of us be able to focus more on content. And one thing I've noticed is everybody in the house has definitely been working on their content much more and doing a lot better. Cosmos, for example, is doing 31 days, or is it 30 days? It's more
31 days.
31 days in a row of streaming. How's that been going for you?
I'm on day 21.
You're gonna have to talk a little louder. You're on day 21?
Yes, today. But I will say that I know that I have a different outlook on it than everyone else in the Zoom, so I want to go last.
Okay, that's fine. Hack, how's quarantine been for you and your content grind in your life?
Alright, well, similar to Keitaro, you know, I used to have like 300 to 500 subs every month. The most I ever had was 700. And today, I hit the highest I ever had was 1,113 subs.
Yeah.
So I've been streaming, instead of streaming 4 to 5 hours a day, I've been streaming like 6 to 8 hours. And I just got, pro guides. I just now started my stream today.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's cool. Now they can't have now they won't get shitted on all the time for not having real coaches. So, I'm really happy about that. Got on another team. Mazer didn't work out, but what did work out is my viewer counts went up a lot too. And I'm working on YouTube. So,
hell yeah.
Honestly, the only thing that sucks about the quarantine is I can't see my girlfriend. But everything else is the same because I don't usually leave the house anyway.
Right.
I would only go to the gym. So the thing that sucks is I can't go to the gym.
Right.
I cook, and then I just stream all the time.
Yeah, I think life hasn't changed for most of us too drastically, especially for you because you didn't really go to tournaments much and things like that. So.
I forgot. I entered more staying at home than I entered
Yeah, and did you happen to have any notable wins?
Oh yeah, my most notable win was what's his name again?
You beat Zero. Shut up.
I was gonna say Zero. I was gonna say somebody else. But,
oh really?
Yeah.
Jimmy John 1322.
Wow, Jimmy John 13.
Jimmy John's makes good sandwiches.
That's actually pretty mean. Just want to let you know.
All right, Cosmos. How about you? What's your unique perspective on this
Has
issue?
everyone gone yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I know that everyone's doing good with content and everything, and I'm happy for everyone because I want all my roommates to succeed. I'm happy that Cilvanis is at whatever K subs. It doesn't matter. I'm glad that Keitaro's at 1.35. 1.5K. Yeah,
Yo, you scared me. I was like, I just lost some subs.
pretty much all the streamers and content creators in this house are popping off. But for me personally, I moved out of my house to be a competitive player. I still like making content, so that's why I still stream, and I'm still streaming as much as I can. That's why I'm streaming every day this month. But for me, it's hurting my competitive drive because entering these Wi-Fi tournaments is probably the least fun I've had playing Smash since I've ever played Smash.
Right.
So it's every day, honestly. I don't talk about it because I don't want to annoy everyone with bringing it up so often. But every day, I'm actually every day I'm looking forward for this to end because I miss going to tournaments and sitting down next to somebody stressed, being able to wonder if I'm going to win or not because my heart lies as a competitor. I'm still grinding. I'm learning art. I'm streaming as much as I can, and I'm trying to grow everything else. But it's still
there's something missing.
Sucks because it's hard for me to want to practice online or offline, not knowing when any of this is going to end. So,
but you were born on Wi-Fi. You were born through electricity.
I was born on Wi-Fi, but when I was practicing Wi-Fi, I was practicing with the intent that I'm gonna move out and go to offline tournaments.
Right.
But now I knew when that was gonna happen. Now I don't know when tournaments are gonna come back, so it just sucks.
It can even come back in January for all we know.
Yeah, it could happen for 2 years. You never know.
We never know.
It could end in August. It could end in 2023.
Well,
you never know.
Let's hope not. I mean, from what we know, I don't want to get too much into because you can go to a billion different places to hear actual facts about coronavirus, whereas we're probably just gonna say hearsay and shit. But hopefully, it seems like things are trending in a positive direction. Obviously, that could go spiral any which direction. We really don't know for sure, but
I'll just say that
let's hope it's sooner rather than later.
I am happy that everyone in the house is doing very well with content, but I prefer to be going to tournaments than to be blowing up on Twitch.
I'm happy to be home, dude. Fuck going to tournaments. You already know. You guys might know I don't like going to tournaments. So I get to
That's why I wanted to go last, because I knew that everyone else would have a different outcome.
I just gotta say, I'm happy to not go to tournaments, happy to not get on a plane, I'm happy to not go to some random state like Ichiwaga and sit there and go to 7-Eleven to get some water because the hotel doesn't give me enough water, and have my sponsor fly me out to a tournament and be like, is this worth going to though? And then have the tournament be like, Keitaro, we're gonna pay you fucking pennies. Now here's a chance to bargain for more money. I'm just happy to stay home. I can enter tournaments, I can still stream and do it all from home. For me, it's definitely better, but I like to travel. I wish we went to Japan.
I think I'm somewhere in the middle, because I definitely feel what Cosmos is saying with the whole, you know, I consider myself a competitor first before a streamer, but it's a little more tricky for my situation because making a living viably from being a competitor first is not quite as fruitful as being a content creator for me right now. But honestly, I'm okay. I'm kind of content either way, because if life goes back to normal sooner than later, I would enjoy being able to go to tournaments again and be back on that PGR grind and everything. But also, I've been having so much fun streaming every day and like growing my channel and just focusing, being on at home, like you said, dude, like not having to worry about the next hotel room I'm sleeping on the floor in, and not having to worry about the next plane I'm looking for the best deal on, and Uber, and looking at my bank account every 2.5 seconds, and doing donation goals for tournaments, and talking to my sponsor about what to go to, and all. Life has been a lot more simple, and I think I definitely appreciate that. Especially as a resident broke boy, trying to get to tournaments and stuff can a lot of times be really rough. I've had to borrow a lot of money from people in this room. Thank you to you guys for that, but stuff like that in general, it's not having to worry about all that has been very nice. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I actually forgot to go myself.
Yeah.
But coronavirus has been interesting for me. Like kind of what Hack said, the most unfortunate thing probably was the fact that it made it so me and my girlfriend, you know, now ex-girlfriend, couldn't see each other. And that put a lot of strain on our relationship, and, you know, we ended up breaking up.
I stepped on it for mistake. I stepped on it for mistake. It was not a mistake. Call it my shot.
Alright, well, anyways.
I had two shots. That's why.
The more I look,
I had 2 shots.
You're doing great, buddy. Don't worry. You're doing great. Anyways, yeah, you know, that was unfortunate, but on the bright side of everything, like, you know, stream has been going amazing. Thank you guys. We had up to 380 subs, which is insane. My highest before that was 150, and like average viewership has been crazy. I've personally been having a lot of fun in offline or in online tournaments. Maybe it's because I'm carried by Young Link on Wi-Fi and Roy, but you know, either way, I've been having a really good time. So it's been nice. It's been nice. But
you beat Zero, bro.
Oh yeah, I beat Zero. That was cool. You know,
you helped him retire.
Yeah, and then Hack beat Zero, and I realized that, you know, maybe it wasn't such a big deal. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hack actually fucked Zero. You know, shout out to Zero. We love you, but Hack actually did body him. I was getting fucked, and then I made a comeback or whatever. But Hack, I don't know, something about the way Hack beat him. He just outplayed him like every single exchange they had. That was pretty interesting. But
I was playing like I was on crack.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about quarantine for me has been, you know, when I first moved out, I've only been on my own for like a year now. It's been about a year now, which is crazy, but you know, when I first moved out, it was my first time ever living alone, and I was broke and I didn't know anything about life, and I feel like this gives me a really good chance to grow and kind of expedite that process. And yeah, that's expedite, expedite. I think expediate's a word too, isn't it?
It's the same. No, it's expedite.
Expedite. Okay, yeah, you're probably right. Anyways, yeah.
Loft 3.0, creating new words.
Colin, my vocabulary is so advanced that I can create new words on the fly, and I'm mad that you questioned that. No one would have questioned that. I'm proud, but I'm also mad.
Really good.
I would have.
Oh my god, you remember that fight?
Yeah, I do. I got so mad.
Wait, what fight?
One time, me and Cilvanis, when I was living in his room at the old house, I told him that I thought he had like a below average vocabulary or something. Or
I remember that.
And then we went off for like 2 weeks back to back, just going like quizzing each other on vocabulary and trying to one-up each other.
So stupid.
That was
Cilvanis was like, do you know this word? Exaggerate. And I'm like, just because he knows that one word is, and you'd be like, see, my vocabulary is like, and you do the same thing. I'm like, you guys
see, for me, when it comes to vocabulary, I grew up and I love my dad to death, but every single time I would say a word and it was like maybe not the best word I possibly could have used in a sentence to most accurately describe what I want to say, he would always he would correct me, then make me re-say the sentence with the correct word.
Oh, what the fuck?
And, you know, I appreciate that because I think I have a very good vocabulary now. But I don't mind when people...
It's a joke.
I don't mind when people, you know, try to, you know, I like having a good vocabulary. Anyways, moving on, I think we can talk about kind of like the hot topic in the Smash community right now. I know people are very eager to talk about this, and it's kind of the whole talent versus skill debate. So before we get really into it, I kind of want to frame it properly and, you know, do Best Nest some justice here because here, basically what happened was Benny and the Jets made a video. I thought it was a pretty cool video, but it was kind of like a collage almost, or like a montage of like Smash players giving kind of like bits of wisdom or certain advice in interviews and on their streams and stuff. And he kind of categorized it into like the book of Smash, kind of like a 12 rules for improving and things like that. I thought it was really cool what he did. Shout out to Benny. And Best Nest, he kind of like quote tweeted it and gave his take on the matter of saying that like it was all the Smash cliches in one place. If you don't know what a cliche is, basically it's just a saying that is said so much because it's true, but it's like oversaid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like all the Smash cliches in one place, and that he felt like, you know, everybody's just kind of giving what they know to be the right answer. But at the end of the day, most of the best players got where they're at because of natural talent more than like studying the game or like following this advice that they're giving. You know what I mean? If anyone, I think that's a pretty good assessment of what he said. If anyone has a better one.
That's pretty.
I think that's pretty fair.
You can say it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
You first.
Okay, so what I want to say about this, because I do think it's interesting, is that I do think there's natural talent, but I think the better way to frame it is to look at it in terms of like stats, almost like a video game character.
Mm-hmm.
And there's multiple stats that you need to have to be a top player. So there might be execution, you know, your mental fortitude, you know, your, I don't know, I probably already said execution, but just how practiced you are in certain matchups and stuff. And if you look at all of those, like if you look at all the things, like reaction time, that's like a big part of, you know, natural talent. And I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to natural talent, some people start off on a higher base point.
Stat
so
line.
They might be at 4, right? They're for, you know, execution. And if they play more, they might have a cap of 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, so some people, their highest that their execution could ever be is 8. Because that's their natural ability is. And, you know, but in fortitude, in mental fortitude, or, you know, their mentality, it might be 10. But they might start off on 5, you know? So It's like, as long as you learn and maximize all the things that you're capable of maximizing, you can be a top player. So maybe you can't reach the same stats as somebody else, but if you take more time and work harder to maximize the stats that you can and equal out to all those other talented people who don't max out their stats, then you can be as good as them, because in actuality, everybody that's naturally talented doesn't max out all their stats. You know, Tweak, he's even said it himself that he has problems with his mentality, right? And that's not a stat that he has maxed out. So you can catch up to him by having a stronger mentality than Tweak. So that's the way I look at it, is obviously if all the talented people worked as hard as possible, they're going to be better than people who are less naturally talented because they have higher peaks of what their stats can be. But in actuality, people don't always max out all their stats. And so if you work hard enough, you are going to overtake those people that aren't maxing out all their stats.
Yeah, I think I saw TK Breezy say this, and I really liked what he said was, I think people are kind of confusing the two terms of like talent versus aptitude. Aptitude, I think, is a really good way to look at kind of how we view natural talent, where he's like, the way I kind of view it, I was discussing this with Cosmos yesterday, is like, I think certain people have a tendency naturally to be able to pick things up faster, to have like a natural set of skills that are more aligned with what you kind of need to be proficient at certain things. So I do think certain people have personality types and, you know, just natural abilities that send them into like a better direction towards being able to be good at games faster than others. I think that's pretty undeniable. personality types have a big thing to do with it, you know, like the big 5 traits and stuff like that. Like, if you're high in conscientiousness, then you're probably going to be able to work harder. But if you're higher in openness, you're going to be more creative. Things like that. I think there's a lot of science that goes into it that people kind of just deny or don't really look into, because it's kind of an unpopular opinion to say that talent exists.
It does.
Or, like, it's not even just talent exists, but, like, that talent is a very real factor, and that some people are born with more aptitude in certain things than others. And a lot of it is nature, a lot of it is nurture, but, yeah. Cosmos, I'm curious about your opinion on this as the resident top player of the house.
All I'll say is that talent does exist in everything, and it's always a factor in everything.
Right.
That's all I'll say.
You're kind of refraining.
Okay,
from this
bestness.
That's all.
All right, so I'll go even more into detail because I'm the villain. All right.
Let's hear Keitaro's anti-hero opinion on this one.
I've seen some top players. All right, so D1 made a post. Did not agree with it. He said Zero, when he would lose to a character, he would fly the best player of that character out to his house for a week to train with them. If this happened, he would train against this specific thing for 1 billion years just to beat them. Zero is a proof that hard work makes you a god.
It's talent and hard work.
Yes, it's talent and hard work. It was both. For Zero to be #1, that was talent and hard work. And for him to stay #1, that was the hard work part.
Yes.
But Zero, even if he did not bring those people to his house, even if he did not, you know, train specifically to beat certain players, he probably would have still been the best player in the world, and he would have still at worst been top 5 in the world. Don't give a fuck what no one says. That is it.
It's 100%.
That is it.
The biggest difference between what kept him at #1 and didn't let him drop was literally just the fact that he cared more about the game than other people.
Yes,
sure.
Zero care. Yes,
So
exactly.
He just cared. No matter who he played, he was like, I can beat this person. I've beat them before. I can beat them now. It doesn't matter if I'm in losers or I'm in winners. And if he's uncomfortable with a matchup, he would grind it. And I know this because he made me play 15 characters to help him with badass matchups. He never lost to Larry in Smash 4 because I had to keep playing him with Fox all the time.
He did lose at one point when he went. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was after that.
Yeah.
That was Abadonga song, right?
It was after that.
He lost
after
4
he lost
times.
To Larry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
After he lost to Larry, he made me play Fox after that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And then Zero, he tried really
He
hard.
was really good at
I've seen
Fox.
many. I've lived with top players, multiple. I've seen many top players lose to something and be like, yeah, you know, like I'm gonna go on the least smash. Like I've seen that happen many times. And then they might come back and beat the person, or they might lose all the time. And that's why, like, I kind of agree with what Leffen said. A lot of Ultimate players, they don't practice or train hard enough. But I think also that's stupid because a lot of Melee players are the same thing. He acts like they're sitting there like every single Melee player is like, no, that's not true.
Every single top 100 Melee player is in the lab.
Absolutely fucking not. We've had Armada live with us. He was not really like playing Melee singles at that time, and he would play Melee sometimes, you know. But Armada is actually one of the hardest working smashes I've seen. Like if Zero,
yeah. Oh my god!
if
Remember when he
Zero's
visited?
Dude, it was ridiculous.
When Armada visited, he was literally a robot. This guy was Smashbot. He woke up, turned on his streamed for 12 hours a day, played against people the entire time, just like a machine. Did not even seem phased ever.
Bro, there was a
turn off his stream, go die, wake up the next day, do it again.
Bro, there was a time where we were all in
Cilvanis' room,
and then like we were like, yo, we are done playing, and then Armada was upstairs on his stream. We heard footsteps come down. We were like, oh no! And then he came down.
Anybody
like,
want to play?
Anybody want to play?
Anybody want to play?
We were all like, I know, I'm kind of tired.
Dude, I never played him once because I was building a dresser. No, because I was building a dresser and it's still fucked up. The dresser is destroyed. It's terrible.
He was here for a week.
10 days, dude.
I know. But I was working too at the time, remember?
Yeah.
Like I had a job.
Playing Armada was extremely fun. That's something that I really hope that we do more often. And I think our viewers would very, very, very much appreciate it. You know, of course, coronavirus complicates things immensely right now. But in the future, I would love to have more, you know, people come through to the house and stay for like a week or two. And now we have the guest room that we can also like have a setup for, like people can have a setup and stream out of there. And we have really good internet and everything. But like we had Void come. That was, you know, everyone knows I'm #1 Void fan, but that was really, really cool to me, and that's something
we
that
had Void come in and we both got fucked at Big House.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
true.
Tragic.
But the coolest thing was definitely just like I remember being a kid like younger and watching like the Lofts back in the day when you guys were doing your thing, and I always thought the coolest thing was like when you would have like Zero on the stream or have Leo come and stay or have whoever like just come and be on the streams and practice with everybody and chill, and I always really liked that. So
somebody said invite Leffen, even though I don't,
that's fine.
Yeah, I've invited Leffen, and he said he's down to come one day in the future. It's just, it's harder for somebody from another country to come.
Yeah.
But I will say that Leffen likes my tweets more than most of the people in the Loft do. So, I just want to put that out there.
Twitter. You don't even tweet.
Hey, what are you talking about? You barely even tweet.
Well, back when I used to tweet, Leffen would like 3 tweets in a row, and I'd be looking for Colinies. I'd be looking for Cilvanis, White Hannya, Cosmos.
Well,
what if I hate your tweets?
Well, soon there's about to be a clip of you saying that melee players don't practice. He's about to block you.
Damn.
So, good luck.
I've said,
the fuck is Keitaro talking about? He's talking out of his ass once again.
I think Leffen understands how I am, and I understand how he is. So we both say radical things we don't agree with, and we're just like, all right, whatever.
Actually, this is a random topic, and it's not like super related to Smash or anything, but it's just something that kind of popped in my mind. If you guys had to pick like one person, it could be Smash player, it could be anybody, like any one person alive, it doesn't have to be practical, just any one person to be on your stream, like a guest on your stream for a day, whether you just wanted to talk to them or play a game with them or something, who would it be?
Dashy.
Alright, well, congratulations, you got your answer out first, so
XP.
you win a prize.
Dashy fucking XP, bro.
What about you, Jerry? You got any ideas?
I don't know. I have to think about it for a second.
What about you? I'm curious about you. Cause, all right, let's say you want to make a video. Let's say you want to make a video. If you could pick any one person to collab with, they don't have to be a content creator.
Will Smith?
Will Smith? Okay, that's a good. Why?
Okay, so I can do something stupid. Okay, so LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm saying it doesn't even have to be practical.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. What would you do with LeBron?
Whoa.
Have him duck on me? I don't know.
Just make like a skit with LeBron in it. That would be dope.
Yeah, or just realistically, I mean, I guess I feel like it might be maybe one day I will work with LeBron, but
I think it's not the most impossible thing in the entire world.
Yeah, we both from Akron, so I can like use that, some way, and somehow I will, all right? But, more realistically, I would like to work with RDC World, cause,
that would be so fucking dope.
Yeah, like I want to do something with RDC World and Anthony,
that would be so
him
sick.
like
that's like a dream team.
Yeah.
I have my answer.
What's your answer, Jerry?
Corey Barlog.
Fuck is that?
Who's that?
He's the director of the God of War games. He directed God of War 4.
What would you do with him?
Just have like a very like long in-depth discussion about like making games and like what like goes into the thought process of like making a good game, because God of War 4 at the very least, I wasn't super familiar with the original like trilogy. I played them, but not like a lot. But the new one, fantastic.
Oh, the first 3 are good too.
Yes, the first 3 are amazing.
I know they're good.
Super
I know they're good.
amazing.
But the new one, fantastic game. Like graphically, sound wise, story wise, like just the pacing of the game and everything. Like, just
really
I would
loved
have
it?
like a very long discussion with them about like what goes into the thought process of like making a game like at that level.
Yeah, that's a cool answer. What
Only
about
because
you?
my dream would be to make like a
Make
really
something
good game
similar?
like that.
Yeah.
Someday.
What about you, Cosmos? I'm actually curious about your answer on this.
Probably Bandai Namco.
That's not a person.
Well,
Somebody from-
yeah.
Yeah, you just want to get 2B in the game.
director of that, so that they could make Naruto fighters.
What the?
How would you convince them to make Naruto fighters?
Be like,
I would beg.
You would
I
beg?
don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm
no,
like,
there's-
just look at Dragon Ball Fighters and then look at Naruto, the next biggest anime. All right.
Yeah, no, for real.
realistically-
Naruto fighters would be dope. Oh my
Realistically,
god.
I don't really think there's anyone I'm.
If they ever make
Really?
Yu Yu Hakusho fighters, I'm quitting my job and I'm going full time in that game.
You
I swear to
Hakusho
God.
fighters.
Dude, I will. First of all, I don't care if Yusuke is Z tier. I'll main him all day.
So how you gonna quit
Z
your
tier.
job?
You said you would quit your job for a lot of things. You said you would quit your job if Tifa got into
Yes,
the
Yeah, that's true. You
That
did say that.
too. That too.
So Tifa or Yu Yu Hakusho fighters, huh? All right, Keitaro, what's your dream collaboration?
All right.
Realistically or not, it doesn't really matter.
All right. Dead People, Michael Jackson, and XXX Tentacion.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you do with
Exes-
Michael Jackson?
Dude, I just want to talk.
You just want to talk to him?
I just want to. I love to have him on stream. Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel
Like, dude,
if you
I'd
had
be the
Michael
next ninja.
And if we
What?
get 5 subs, Michael Jackson's gonna moonwalk.
If you had Michael Jackson on your
If you
stream,
get
you'd
5
have to
subs,
have
you
your
take it to
brother
Neverland.
Anything for you,
Why?
Keitaro.
as well. You know, just because like the whole like dancing,
Bro.
Oh yeah.
and like they could kind of like talk about that and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. I think. What about realistic? Like, or not realistic, but what about alive?
Someone alive.
Someone alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll skip you for now.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
All right, so alive. So again, either Michael Jackson or X. X was XXX Tentacion was the most interesting person I've ever seen get interviewed in my life.
Really?
So if I could sit down with him for 4 hours,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'd have one of the most interesting interviews or discussions in the world.
But he said alive.
Well, I said I said alive, but go ahead. That is interesting.
Oh, he would probably have
All right, alive.
Tekashi.
Is there actually like an interesting interview with him that you can point out? Because I'm kind
Oh
of
yeah,
curious
the
now.
one of DJ Academics is 3 hour interview.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'll
said
check
just
it out.
watch it for 15 minutes. He watched the whole 3 hours.
Really? I'll check it out.
It was very interesting.
All right. What about alive?
Alive, I'd want, honestly, some of my favorite singers. So, my favorite singer is Michael Jackson. My second favorite singer is Justin Bieber. I love to
I knew you were gonna say Biebs.
get to hang out with Justin Bieber. I
Yeah.
feel like he's extremely misunderstood, and he became very famous when he was
Dude,
a kid.
that
so he
is
made
what
a lot
that is
of
what
mistakes.
Justin Bieber needs to do. He needs to go on Joe Rogan and sit down for 3 hours and tell people his like story. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because I agree with you. I do think he's extremely misunderstood because
very
when you're
misunderstood.
when you're a kid
A
and you become
famous
famous like
kid.
that, it is like got to be the
Dude,
hardest thing to deal with.
I
in
just
the world,
I just
dude.
saw the history
Well,
of
not
Hungry Box.
the hardest, but
Did you
yeah.
see the history of Hungry?
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Well, there's a new one. This one's even stronger.
I think
Actually,
I've seen the one you're talking about.
I voiced it like 2 days ago.
Okay, I have not seen the one you're talking about.
But it talks about how Hungrybox, in the beginning, he was very hated in the Melee community.
Uh-huh.
And like, if Hungrybox would show up, they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Hungrybox,
Right.
Lord!" And I remember that period of time because I've been in Smash before Hungrybox was around. So he turned from that into people going, "Let's go, Hungrybox, let's go!" And he saw some haters that bring up like the past, but he made a lot of mistakes in the past, and then people got to realize he's a good guy, or he matured, and now he has a loving fan base, and he's catching up to Nairo.
Uh-huh.
So I just feel like Justin Bieber is that same scenario where he's a good guy and maybe he made a lot of mistakes in the past, so people don't give him a shot. And I feel like I would love to be able to be there to help show what he's like. If
Yeah.
anybody has seen the Justin Bieber videos, he has like a YouTube TV series where he talks about his life now, or the time where he cried talking about Billie Eilish, saying he wanted to give her advice so she doesn't F up even though she's already effing up. Yeah, there it is. Also, the other person is Chris Brown. I love to... Dude, she randomly talks and it's and like everybody tries to shit on her life.
Who?
She said rap people lie. Billie Eilish.
Billie
She said
Eilish.
rap people lie in their lyrics, which they do, and they shitted on her life
Yeah.
for telling the truth.
Yeah.
Instead of it being
Well, you know
Billie,
why, but-
yeah. Instead of it being Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
What? Because she's white.
Yes.
Yes.
She's not allowed to say anything about
Yes,
rap or
yeah,
any.
because she's not black. Anyways, for telling the truth and being that woke person, she got shitted on, and Justin Bieber cried saying like, "I wish I can help her. I'm just one call away. I'll help you. Like, cause I don't want your life to be like how mine was when I was a kid. Everybody thought I was a piece of shit. So I like to do Justin Bieber and Chris Brown.
Why Chris Brown? That one is.
That's
You want his side of the story?
question.
No, he did some terrible shit. I know Rihanna was beating the shit out of him too, and that's like not nobody brings that up. They just only bring that he beat her up, especially because he did it bad. That shit was terrible. That shit was terrible. So but I like to just be able to speak to him. There's a weird thing where people do stuff in life and it sucks, but people act like it's the end of them and they can't exist anymore. Happened to many Smashers too. Some that made my character, but. I just feel like you still in life should be able to you still in life should be able to speak about stuff and be able to talk. It's not like people are evil. There's some people who are evil, but there's people who aren't evil and they made mistakes.
I agree. That's very interesting. So you kind of want to talk to some people that are more controversial and get to know them better as humans rather than just people in the news or whatever.
Yeah.
And help people see that. I like that answer. Hack, what's your dream collab?
Alright,
Besides Dashie. I mean, you said Dashie, but if that's still your answer, I would like to know why.
Okay, well, Dashie was one of the first people, that that made me like YouTube. I just liked a lot of his content. The Mortal Kombat series. That's why I wanted to make
his old skits.
I wanted to make skits like that, but with Banjo. And then one of the videos got deleted on my computer when I was almost done.
Tragic.
I would also love to collab with Video Game Donkey. He's also my other favorite YouTubers. He's able to make me watch anything. So I feel like if me and him did a video game video together, it'd be like super hilarious. A lot of people say I sound like him too.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to it'd be like some Donkey versus himself or something like that.
Yeah.
And then The Rock.
The Rock.
Yo, I love
The Rock.
The Rock.
Is a good answer.
I love The Rock. Damn it.
I think Will Smith and The Rock are both very good answers.
I didn't think about The Rock.
Terry Crews too.
Terry Crews too. Yeah.
I love Terry Crews too. When I was younger, 7, 8 years old, I used to be a super huge The Rock fan. I used to have the action figure of him.
Really?
Yes, I used to have the action figure of him, and I used to have a Power Rangers, and they used to team together and fight like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was a huge fan.
Wait. Did you ever action figure fight with another friend?
No.
Oh my God! Me and my friends used to take 2 action figures, to take The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin,
dude,
and we try to fight. I'd hold one, he'd hold one. Our fingers would be fucked, bro. Because we'd be like this. Look, if you're holding an action figure, I'm holding an action figure like this. Yeah. Our fingers would be destroyed.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, I'm a huge The Rock fan because of wrestling, because of him in movies.
You never did that? No. Sorry.
I used to fight with pencils.
Y'all never fought with pencils? I fought with pencils. That shit was painful.
I hated the kids that fought with pencils. Dude, you know what I realized? If you and me were in school together, you would have bullied the fuck out of me, dude.
Why would I bully you?
Because I could tell you were the kid that was very ambitious and slightly aggressive and confident in himself. And I was the little scrawny ass kid who was crying all the time and shit. You would have been on my ass.
I made fun of people who I felt deserved it, and I felt I probably would make fun of you if you was if I felt you was mean to the teacher one day, I would probably try to roast you because I'd be like, oh, he's being mean to the teacher, so I can pick on him because he's being mean to the teacher or something.
So you never made fun of the teacher?
Oh yeah, I made fun of teachers too, but but that's because I didn't make fun of teachers, but if they were assholes, yeah, I would say stuff.
Dude, we were kids. I was mean as fuck to some of my teachers. Yeah. I regret it, to be honest, but dude, when I was in school, I was either my teachers we got along really well, or they fucking hated my guts, because I'm sure a lot of streamers can relate for sure, but I was a class clown type growing up in school and ADHD out of my mind, could never focus on my work, always was distracting people, always just trying to be funny, crack a joke, talk out loud, the whole 9.
But you grew up in that Call of Duty kid playing, so you were immediately toxic.
Oh, I was
probably immediately toxic.
I was so toxic. I was 9 years old now because I played Modern Warfare 2 and watched Family Guy and shit.
Oh,
I was walking around the playground at school teaching people cuss words. I was I'll never forget one of my best friends to this day. I won't call him out by name, right? But he came up to me. This is how we became friends. We were 9 years old. He came up to me in class one day and he goes, "Hey Colin, you know about sex and stuff, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "When you have sex, do you do it in the vagina or the butthole?"
Both.
And I was like,
I'm just saying.
I didn't know what to say. I had no idea what the answer was. Truly, I didn't know. So I said, "I think you can do both." And he was like, "Oh, thanks, man. Thanks." And then we became friends after that, and now we're still friends to this day.
Wait, who is that?
My friend. I don't want to say his name.
Oh, that's fine. Is it the one you told me about yesterday?
He is in that friend group, in that same friend group.
That's cool.
Yeah. But so anyways, I don't know how we got on that topic, but I never gave my answer. My answer for the one person I would love to collaborate with is probably Joe Rogan, because I would want to do a reverse Joe Rogan podcast with him. I would want to do a podcast where I'm the one interviewing him, because I feel like he interviews everybody and he does a very good job and all that, right? But I would love to get his story and he's told his story before, but I would love to get his perspective on things and kind of I don't know, I just think he's a very interesting guy, and I think that would be really fun for me because I've watched so much of Joe Rogan that it would be cool for me to get to talk to him. Other than that though, I would say right now my perspective is a little bit skewed, but if I could pick one dead person, it would probably be Mac Miller. It's my favorite artist of all time. I was huge, ginormous Mac Miller fan all throughout high school.
When did he die?
2 years ago, 2018.
Where were you?
I was 10 minutes away from going to Kent Combo. 2 days before he died, so we put out a new album called Swimming, and I finally was making like some money in my life, so I bought the merch, and I was literally wearing my hoodie, about to go to Kent Combo, and then my mom was like, Colin, and I like came in where she showed me this tweet from TMZ that said that he had died, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is trolling, right? This is TMZ, this is fake, blah, blah, blah. So I went to my computer and I saw like 6 different phrases saying Mac Miller's name trending on Twitter and all this shit. I was like, oh my god. That day was fucking terrible.
I had the same reaction when Paul Walker died.
Really?
I was literally in a hotel. Bleachigo was working at the hotel, so I was just visiting my friend who was working at the hotel. He worked front desk, and like his coworker, she just comes out of the back. First of all, what the fuck were you doing back there? Not working. Second of all, she just comes out. Yo, guys, Paul Walker died. I was like, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. I loved the Fast and Furious series, and he was my favorite character in the series. Oh my god, dude, are you kidding? Brian O'Connor, he was the only character to have the Nissan Skyline. Too Fast, Too Furious.
You know I don't know nothing about cars. You know I don't know shit about cars.
Actually, also
Skyline.
If I picked one more person, I actually forgot to say this, but my actual it would be close between Mac Miller, but I think Kobe Bryant would probably be mine. Because if anybody out there, if you guys are Kobe fans or you've ever seen interviews with Kobe, like he was so good at articulating what he believed in and how he thought and how he viewed like competitiveness, how he viewed basketball, how he viewed life. He was extremely well spoken, extremely smart, and like you could ask him about anything and you could almost guarantee that he was going to give you like an answer that you could tell was well thought out.
I always noticed that Kobe could talk because like there's other basketball players that talk like this. Yeah, you know, I was going outside and you know, it's all about what you got to think.
My favorite that I hear from basketball players during interviews, like, yeah, I'm really thankful for this organization, and they always
First
say that.
off, all glory to God.
I will say,
all glory to God.
For this organization.
I gotta say, so many people started dying like this, like boom, boom, boom. Like it was the day before Kobe died. I literally was like walking after I got some ramen. That ramen was beautiful. It was NorCal, and I was like, yo, people keep dying. Who's gonna die next? Watch someone die tomorrow. Because people keep fucking dying. Like, every time a celebrity dies, like, watch, someone's gonna die tomorrow. And then Kobe died the next day.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what happened.
Yeah,
like,
we were in NorCal.
Christ.
That's when I was in the hotel. I was taking a nap and I woke up. And I literally had 25 text messages. I've never got 25 new text messages at one time in my entire fucking life. And that's because people knew how big of a Kobe fan I was. And, I was distraught, dude. That was a really rough one for me. Also, someone in the chat gave me this idea, but an amazing podcast. Imagine having fucking OJ Simpson on the podcast and just like him doing his whole hypothetical thing and running through the story from his point of view. Now that would be a good podcast right there.
I ain't killer. No, think about it.
If I ever see
honestly, guys, I'm 7 shots in. I killed him.
No, this is exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna go, hypothetically, you know, let's say I did kill that bitch. Alright, let's do that. Or if I ever see Joe Rogan Experience number 3000, OJ Simpson, I am popping off, dude.
Well, there is a thing in law called double jeopardy, so since he's been acquitted
he can
already, he can literally come out in a press conference.
Well, he wrote the book.
Say he did it.
Say he did it and not go to jail because you cannot be convicted for the same crime.
Although they may try to convict him of something else similar. That's why
is why he's careful about his wording, which is why he goes about it.
Because you know people are gonna go for him heavily.
But on paper, he could not be charged for the same crime
murder,
of killing her. Yeah.
I think he wrote a book, and the book is literally called. The title of the book is "If I Did It," and it's basically like how I would have done it. I'm not even fucking kidding.
If I did it, I would have, I would have been like this.
To be honest, that's a really good marketing ploy. You know people are gonna buy it. Say, all right, I know this motherfucker did it. So how do you do it?
How do you do it? Yeah.
like what did he do?
But what if in reality he did do it and then wrote a book of If I Did It?
If I did it,
showing how he did it.
What a fucking.
That's exactly what happened. What do you mean?
Well, that was a random topic, but I think it was at least somewhat interesting.
I'll sub if Cilvanis is something besides Blink. I had to read that.
Huh?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Consider it.
How you doing, man? How's your last week been, bro?
My last week?
Yeah. What you been up to?
Nothing. Every day is the same.
Every day is the same?
Every day is the same. There's nothing different.
What's your daily routine look like?
Me and you took a drive to 7-Eleven, but if you want to say that's the same,
go to 7-Eleven.
That was
no. Me and you took a drive somewhere, but if you want to say every day is the same, it's cool.
Well, I mean, I'm just waiting for the end to come. Every day.
Shut the fuck up.
Nothing different is happening. So how can I ever feel different about life?
That's a oof if I've ever heard
Just
one
like
like that.
I have a question for Cilvanis. How do you feel about your channel's recent, growth? Because it's been exponentially higher now in the past.
How do you feel about Pokemon watching your recent video?
I don't feel.
Good question.
I feel absolutely nothing.
That's so sad.
You didn't get hard?
So
if the queen watched my video, that would be enough happiness for
queen. Oh no, Colin is a simp.
Well, here's the way.
That's my baby girl right there.
Here's the way I think about.
That's my baby girl right there.
The way I think about it is like, I think that being happy about where you are is very dangerous, and I don't like it because
I agree.
I always want to be striving to get farther than where I'm at, and a lot of times in my life where I've stopped my progression is where I was too happy and I got comfortable and I said, oh, you know what, this is a pretty good life, you know what I'm saying, like, let me just do what I'm doing and just keep progressing slowly or doing the same things. It makes me not as innovative because it's like, if I'm not trying to change my situation or like get pushed to the next level, I need that little bit of unhappiness. Like I'm happy, but I need that little bit of discontent in order to.
Here's my only worry about that, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's a really good recipe for continued success.
Right.
But I think it's also a really good way to make people crack. Because you can keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that, keep pushing yourself and never be enough for yourself and never be good enough. And you probably will continue to succeed and do more and more and more. But I don't think you'll ever learn how to be okay with where you're at by doing that. And that's my only concern.
Well, the thing is like, okay, I know like the things I say. When I say stuff, I say it.
I know, you're being hyperbolic a little bit. Yeah.
But what I really mean is like, I'm always trying to find a balance between I'm trying to like stay aware of myself. So I always try to stay humble and I always try to stay never too content. And so like how I truly feel is I feel happy every day, honestly. But
I think we can all tell you've definitely been in a better place mentally recently.
Yeah. But like when I talk, I like to say things that I don't actually feel just to like give myself a reminder or let that words be the energy that lets me come back and like, hey, like, are you happy with where you are? No. Even though I am, no. Because that energy coming back to me is gonna make me just want to innovate and push to like keep growing. But I am happy like inside.
Very similar to Kanye West. He does the same thing. Like a lot of the stuff that he said. No. I mean, you can raise your eyebrows. I'm just saying, like, realistically.
I love Kanye. I'm just saying that dude cracks at least 3 times a year.
No, but like, think about it. Like a lot of the stuff that he says in like interviews and stuff like that is very hyperbolic. Like when he says like I am. He's actually explained that before too. Like when he says stuff like I am Nelson Mandela. I am like
I'm a god.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, if I don't say those things, how am I ever gonna get to that level?
Well, I get that too, and I think one thing about I respect the speaking hyperbolically because I think speaking in like emphatic way like that kind of brings out things in people that normally they wouldn't bring out. So it's kind of a good way to get below the surface level because a lot of people like if you're too cordial, it's hard to actually hear how people really feel about things. So I definitely respect that. I just worry is like we're all content creators and kind of like,
Sorry.
It's kind of a classic. It's kind of like a classic thing with content creators to go crazy, right? How many people have we seen like, lose face and fall off the mountain and like have like a big public breakdown and things like this? I just hope, as everybody here being my friends, I worry about us sometimes like because there's no book written on where to go in this world, like in our path. You know what I mean?
I will say one advantage that you guys have in particular is that you guys all live in the same house. You're all friends. Like you're all pretty good friends.
Yeah.
So you guys all have each other to stay grounded. A lot of the content creators and stuff that kind of go nuts.
That is very true.
Oh, they're fucked, bro.
They like not that maybe they're not alone, but they're not like as together as like you guys all are.
Yeah.
You know what
Yo,
I mean?
I will say, I'm so happy B.
No, I agree.
I'm so happy B is living with Tweak now. That's all I'll say.
Same. Like,
God damn, that
I think
kid.
a big thing too is like the fact that we're all content creators living with content creators, and I feel like one thing that might happen is let's just say this big YouTuber lives with his wife. He might not get the same type of like. He can't get grounded as well as, let's say, us, because his wife can't be like.
She's not gonna really understand that same way. Yeah,
exactly.
I think that's some real shit.
Because we all like grind mad hard in content, and like we have ups and downs.
Yeah,
like,
I will say in this house, like I'm kind of that age where I have a lot of friends in college that live together and things like that. This house is remarkably not toxic, for like live with like 5 kind of like alpha dudes who are like the class clowns and all this shit. It's pretty amazing how well we coexist together. And yeah,
I've actually never been in a house or heard of a house with less conflict than we have in this house.
That's why this is the best loft.
Like we have like almost
even my parents' house, my mom's house, my dad's house. You go over there, they're fighting every damn day.
We're chilling. We're watching movies together.
Yeah.
We're drinking together, doing other stuff together. Not sex.
I do have a
Watching movies.
question for Cosmos, by the way. Cosmos, like, you know, you did mention before about like the whole pandemic and stuff kind of pushing you to do a little bit more content creation than competing, which is a little bit out of your comfort zone. Would you say that you feel like a little bit more appreciation for content creation than you did before?
I wouldn't say it's like really out of my comfort zone, because I've been streaming for like 3 years. Like when I first moved out, when I was super broke and like I wasn't like a top player, or like I was just starting my grind of like trying to make it. I'll say, like, I was streaming 12 hours. I would stream.
There was
10
no
hours
choice.
A day.
Yeah,
I would stream 10 hours a day, and then I would take an hour break. Like I would stream practicing Smash for 10 hours a day, and then I would take a break, and then I would practice off stream for 5 hours a day, because I had to like work as hard as I could. So I'm already like accustomed to like streaming a lot. I'm not streaming as much as I was back then, because I feel like personally that's kind of unhealthy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I liked streaming. I've always liked streaming. I just feel like this quarantine streaming as much as I am now, especially because I have to stream Wi-Fi tournaments, is making me appreciate offline tournaments more.
Right.
It's funny. Okay. It's kind of like the opposite for me in a weird way. Like streaming for me was always hard because you know, as you know for sure, and probably everybody in this room knows, like there's no gaming experience that matches playing in tournament in like an intense set where like you feel like there's a lot on the line. I think the quarantine stuff with like the Wi-Fi tournaments, because I'm kind of weird on this. Everybody loves to rag on Wi-Fi so much and hate on Wi-Fi tournaments, but I personally really, really enjoy Wi-Fi tournaments because it brings together like my 2 favorite things, like streaming and having my chat watch me and interact and be invested in like what I'm doing, and then also being able to play in tournaments. Like the tournaments aren't perfect. A lot of days you're just gonna show up and get bullshitted, probably almost every day, right? But it's like if you just keep it in perspective, some days I get super frustrated or whatever, but I'm weird. I like that, but most tournament players are like that. That's why we play the game, is because it stresses us the fuck out, and then we overcome something, and we feel like really good about it because we went through all that stress and all the hardship that it took to get there. For me, it's just like Wi-Fi tournaments have really helped me find a way to like bring my community together closer, because we all kind of get invested into one singular goal of like trying to succeed in this tournament. And if we fail together, and we all Pepe hands and, you know, Bible thump in the chat. And if we succeed, then, you know, Colony 1 sips in the chat.
It's just really weird for me, because I put offline tournaments at like this like pedestal. Yeah, because like it's like this is like the player's skill.
That's
like,
the peak of competition.
This is the peak of competition.
Right.
This is like what the actual player is. But when I play Wi-Fi, like I won pound. But
yeah.
I literally like don't feel like I won anything. Like I won pound, I won $2,000. I beat the Buzz. I shit on the Buzz.
Yeah.
I destroyed, but I didn't care because it was Wi-Fi.
You know what I think is a big thing about it for me? I think if I had experienced more success in like big offline tournaments, maybe it would be harder for me to be going without that. Like if I was like in your kind of position where I top 8'd majors and like reached that kind of like peak of like excitement or enjoying offline tournaments, because you know what offline majors are like for me? I spend 90% of my bank account to go to one. I get 65th, 49th, have to play top player round 1 of round 2 pools. I fucking choke. I lose, sleep on hotel room floors, get McDonald's every day.
Damn.
Dude, that was me. I understand how you feel.
Yeah, dude, it fucking
I always
sucks.
Get like
So what we have
or
here,
65th, and I never get put on stream. Even
Yeah.
if I'm a content creator, still didn't get put on stream. And I'm like, I'm just spending money to exist here, or I can stay the fuck home and stream.
So what we have here is two different sides of the spectrum of competitors, where one is a top player who, you know, has achieved that, you know, kind of top 8
Pretty
potential, and somebody who's kind of just rising right now, you know, just working their way up. And it's a little bit difficult. So the offline tournaments for you are a better thing because it's a chance for me to start, you know, coming up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But for him, I'm already up here. You know, why do I have to put in so much effort to, you know, just keep this going when like the matches are kind of bullshit sometimes because of the way the Wi-Fi
all the
works.
time.
For sure.
All the
For me,
time.
it's
Right.
like a lot of the reward of doing well in tournament, which is like kind of the publicity and like growing my brand and everything, without the risk of spending all the money and like traveling and all that. But I will say, at the end of the day, when offline tournaments come back, I'm gonna do my absolute best to try to get in a position like him or like other top players, because that is my dream at the end of the day. But I think I've just been a little more reluctant to miss offline tournaments as much because there's a lot more strife that go into it for. And I mean, you climbed up from that same position, so I know you know what it's like.
It just like feels bad because of everything that's happened on Wi-Fi. The stigma is so bad because you see MK Lil losing it in pools to like random, or not like random, but like these players that haven't proved themselves offline. So like you like see like Sam Sora getting shit on, you see Leo getting shit on, you see like Tweak not winning, Nairo losing early, and then you see like these other players like Bestness and Sonics, who have like Spargo too, who are like obviously pretty good players.
They're good,
yes,
but the results are not.
Yeah, they've
legit.
never gotten like
Of course.
top 8 in an offline tournament.
And that makes sense.
So like the stigma with that is like if you end up like, let's say it's some other player, like even me, if I like end up winning a tournament, beating
It doesn't have
Leo.
the prestige that you want.
Yeah, it's like they're
It's
like,
like-
oh, so this is how bad Wi-Fi is because Cosmos would never beat Leo in his offline.
But think about this: when you win the tournament and you have 1,300 viewers, and like the chat is like, to me, it's like the prestige you get from like your community getting to go through that with you and win that is like somewhat comparable to succeeding in offline tournaments. But at the same time, I've never reached that same peak, so I can't surely know how that feels.
I
but
understand
yeah.
why you say that, but for me, it's still nothing. Like
I feel like if anybody's a true competitor, and they like a true competitor inside their heart, they should not feel that happy with a Wi-Fi win. In my opinion,
winning
like,
Pound
makes
online,
sense.
going through that, like beating even a top 5 player, the Buzz, like was not anywhere near comparable to winning Big
Now
House
hold
in
on a
Smash
second.
4.
Let's not ignore your win against the Buzz a glitch with Corin. I'm just saying, just want to give a quick shout out. Me and Corin were on the phone screaming because that Corin was popping some crazy.
I have to
stuff
say,
off.
I regret to say this, but that's the hardest I've ever rooted against Cosmos in my life.
What?
It was
Oh,
11:30
shit.
p.m.
Traitor.
It was 11:30 p.m. The blizzard in the West Virginia mountains had just started. Cosmos is running through losers. Young Colinies is sitting here ready to drive 7.5 hours home after a full day of playing and a 12-hour day and driving overnight. And Cosmos is down 0-2 against the Buzz. I'm like, all right, you know what? He had a great run, man. 5th place. I'm proud of him. Goes Corin. I'm like, all right, you know, he's doing it for the fans, the thumbnail. I fuck with it.
And
He started winning. He started winning. I'm like, yo, I'm happy, but fuck, man. And that drive home was fucking terrible.
You dying Cosmos wouldn't recording? I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe if maybe if I didn't know that as soon as we got in that car that he was gonna pass the fuck out and I was gonna be on my own for 6.5 hours.
you did know though.
I mean, I did know. That's why I was rooting against you. That's why I was rooting against you. Let's go, BuzzFeed. No, I'm kidding. I can't ever truly root against you, but at that time I was like, if he loses, I am content.
I did have a quick question here for Keitaro, actually, and it has to do. My question essentially is, what is the balance like between being like a content creator, formerly being a TO, and then being a competitor? You know, just kind of like juggling all that together. Like, what was that like? You know, especially during like Brawl, transitioning to Smash 4.
In Smash 4, that was the strongest time where I was a content creator, so I was streaming. I was competing for money. I was streaming, and I was doing commentary. In the end, yeah, and oh shit, anti-owing?
Yeah.
And YouTube?
You TO'd a lot for Smash 4 in the beginning.
Too, yeah.
I was fucking psycho, bro. Alright, so in the end, what it came down to was YouTube was the lowest priority. Competing was the second lowest.
And YouTube was supposed to be False's thing anyways.
Yeah, False was supposed to take over YouTube. You saw how that went. So YouTube was the lowest. YouTube was the lowest priority. Then being a good player was the second lowest because that brings me the least amount of money. Then it was TOing, like that was in the middle. But TOing brought me money, but people shit on TOs. People treat TOs like hot garbage shit.
They do.
If you want to be something in the Smash community, and you're like, yo, I can run tournaments. Think twice about doing that. You know how many people started running tournaments or ran local tournaments in your scene and then they fucking stopped? You want to know why? Because it fucking sucks.
Because there was 16-year-old teenagers like Colinies who's bitching on Facebook about every little thing, the seating, the blah blah blah. I was a TO's nightmare, dude.
And I'm coming late every time. And I better be in the bracket, all right? And if I'm not, I'm
late.
I'm roasting you.
I think
right?
I've been late to like 45 locals in a row or something, dude. It's got to be like a world record at this point.
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of people like really want the grassroots part of Smash to, you know, start having a little bit more prevalence. You know, a few more TOs and a little more niche areas, you know, coming up and stuff. But it's very hard because most of the time the TOs are alone in what they do. They have to secure the venue.
And a lot of times, you know,
have everything running.
It's hard for TOs to. It's hard for them to seed too because a lot of TOs are like trying to take an alternative route in the community to be something in the community. So they haven't been playing for years. They haven't been commentating for years or whatever. They don't know the scene that well. Then they try to TO, and then young Colonies is out there bitching at them, and their pride gets hurt, and they don't understand that I just want to help. No, I'm kidding.
That's what every player says. You know how many people used to enter my fucking tournaments? I'd have 500 players. You know D1 used to fucking hate me? Did you know that? Did you know that?
No.
Oh, you want to know how?
Because you didn't see them
No. Apparently, he was at one of my tournaments, and I didn't know, or he said, yo, I helped this, I helped that, I moved chairs, blah, 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 and I didn't even get a fucking thank you. I'm like, N-word what? I did not even see you! There's 500 people at the fucking tournament, bro. He was like, dude, I hated you for 2 years because you didn't, like, thank me for helping you. I didn't even know you were there! When you are a TO, there's so many fucking people that you have to care about that sometimes you can't realize that person or that person or that person over there jerking off in the corner of the venue. You can't see it. So fuck being a TO.
You don't miss
I'll
those
never
days?
do that shit
You
again.
don't miss those days?
That being said, there are you know, some TOs that deserve a little bit of special mention. Keitaro being one of them, only because for New Jersey he did host, besides Apex, some of the largest events in New Jersey.
I'm still waiting for my Keitaro pool to start.
And you know, in the tri-state area. Now, I do also, in that same regard, would give a shout out to RJ as well. He is very. You know, a lot of people give him flack. He's very hard. He's very strict.
He seems like he's consistent about running shit for the community.
Yes, he is very
RJ.
Yeah, he's very like to the point, and he tries his hardest to make sure that like things get done the right way.
It is a thankless job in a lot of ways. So I respect people who do that for the community because I have a lot of respect for TOs. The older I've gotten, the more respect I've gained for TOs, for sure. You know, Cilvanis is a legendary TO. Shout out to Neo Olympics 1 and 2.
Yeah, actually, I did 2 tournaments.
I was mad at him.
I had a weekly. Hey,
I was using TO.
You were mad about seeding.
Look, I was
You've been
TO.
mad about seeding at every single tournament you've gone to in Ohio.
Yes, because y'all seeded me like I sucked.
No, look. Okay, look. So
because y'all saw me lose to Nairo, so y'all thought I sucked. Then I beat all your asses.
Wait,
because I don't suck.
So look. Let me.
I was retired.
The first time I met Keitaro, I actually didn't know who to. I actually ran a weekly called Detonation, right?
Yeah.
And Keitaro, when he first moved to Ohio, he came to it or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this Keitaro nigga, man. I used to see him lose it. All I know about Keitaro was I saw him get his ass whooped by Larry Lur. And just Larry Lur, honestly. And he'd be like playing around and shit, playing Falco. So I'm like, oh, this nigga trash. I'm about to see this nigga like low. Because I didn't think he was good. And like, I was like, I'm better than him. That's all. So like, you know, I seeded myself higher than him. You know, I seeded Cosmos because he was there. I saw when Cosmos first came. I thought Cosmos was. I was like, oh, this Cosmos.
That same tournament. Keitaro took the first 2 games off me.
I was up 2-0 against Cosmos, and I thought it was a best of 3, and they said it was best of 5. I would have beat Cosmos.
I remember that. I was at that one too.
And I was seeded garbage. But Keitaro, recover high, Keitaro.
All right, well, here's my thing, Keitaro. You know what would really help with your seeding at tournaments? Is that when you played on stream at majors, you didn't go ice climbers and take 3 shots before.
All right, that was ultimate. In ultimate, I've been trolling. Yo, I was trolling.
You was trolling all the videos I saw.
Bro, you've been trolling. When were you ever trying?
You didn't really play me brawling. That was back when you really.
I've seen you try in like 2 sets in tournament in my entire life. Now I know there's been more, but I've watched a lot of your matches.
I don't know.
I've seen you try versus Dark Shad. That was when I became #1 Keitaro fan, and I seen you try against like Salem in Brawl.
I tried versus Salem, bro.
Mistake, he was trying, but it was a weird set. It was a weird set.
Dark Shad, I tried for my life.
Yeah.
Mistake, that game 3, I tried my absolute hardest. I never played so good against Bayonetta.
So I just had a random question for a hack here. So what would you say to somebody, or what kind of advice would you give somebody who like just kind of wanted to start out streaming? You know, they want to, as somebody who like kind of started from literally the ground, living like under the stairs of the loft, so where you are now. Like, what would you say to somebody like, I kind of want to start this, like I want to, put my effort in this.
For someone like you, being a literal nobody,
like literal trash,
you're
literally a hot bag of Cheetos on the ground.
If you died, there would have been 2 people at your funeral. And I wouldn't have been one of them.
Whoa! So one of them would have been you.
So how could you possibly?
How do you go from being a literal nobody into having over 1,000 subs on Twitch?
Yeah, just like what kind of advice would you give somebody that's like just trying to go about that route?
All right, well, I'll answer both. It's both, I guess. So one I'll say, unless like you really want to do this, don't. All right, I slaved. I literally slaved.
That's what I say about like competition too, because I also slaved.
Yeah, like I was literal no one. Just like Keitaro's not even exaggerating. Yeah. I was literally no one. Almost no one know me. All right, no one. I just played Mario, just random person. All right, and I literally streamed all the time as much as I possibly could. If the Buzz is streaming at 10 a.m. ending at 10 a.m. I'm starting at 10 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yes,
yo, Hack would be dead asleep. Hack would be dead asleep. I'm like, yo, Hack, you trying to take this host? He'd be like, yeah. Yo, what's good? I'm live.
He still does that to the
dude. I would go to sleep at 5 a.m.
I'm not joking.
And then Keitaro got a phone call from the Buzz, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm ending. Like, do you want the host? Keitaro's like, no, I don't want the host. So he's like, yo, Hack, do you want it? And I had to wake up.
You still kind of do that to this day.
Yeah, but I used to stream like
back then. It was ridiculous.
It was worse. You don't
Dude,
understand.
He'd have 2 hours of sleep, and we call him like, yo, you live? You try, and he'd be like, oh, I'll go live.
Dude, like,
I'm not
it started towards the end of when I lived at the first loft. Like, it'd be like 3 a.m. and I just hear this motherfucker outside my door. Wow! And I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. And then 5 a.m. Wow! I'm like, come on! Dude, like, I I get it, but like you know, it was part of the hustle. Like.
Dude, it was awful. I'll be honest. It was literally awful. You guys have no idea. I slept under the staircase. Like I used to have to no. I used to have to stream basically 3 days, like 3 times in a day. I would have to stream to catch the bus host, stream to catch the cat host, be done, and then Keitaro's like, yo man, I'm ending. Then I have to do his host, and then I have to clean the entire house for people that have never lived on their own in their life. All right?
A bunch of gamers, teenagers. I mean, y'all in the chat, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are gamers, teenagers.
Yo,
everybody knows how it goes. We're fucking slobs
in my room.
It was literally awful. But what I'll say is, like, some advice is like actual advice is. I definitely got big from not just hard work, but definitely like my friends.
Yeah.
I got hosted a lot, but it wasn't just like I got hosted and I got popular because I would get hosted for hundreds of viewers and I would keep 30 or 20.
Yeah.
Like I would keep. I remember the cat hosted me for 300 viewers when I was streaming WoW, and I had 10.
Wait, he hosted you for 300 viewers?
And I kept 10.
And you kept 10?
10 viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That happens all the time.
I mean, 10 is better than 0.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I had like 3 before that, and then I would get hosted and I would keep 10. It was pretty bad, but I would just
perform.
Yeah, I mean, I just became a better streamer. Like, I just tried my best to become a better, even now. Like, I feel like I'm a way better streamer super now than I was even last year. Like, I just keep trying my best no matter what. Because it's something
I think the most important thing you said in there, and it's something that not a lot of people ever talk about, is kind of the idea of like, okay, you want to be a streamer. Now sit and think about that for a week. Do you really want to become a streamer? Because Twitch is a platform with basically zero like avenue for growth without connections. Yep. Even if you do have connections, like
there's no algorithm. Like
there's no algorithm. There's no like way for new people to really find your stream. If you start at the bottom, it is extremely difficult to get started in streaming.
You know, I'm in the 0.24%. I'm in the top. Well, I'm in the 0.24% of Twitch.
Yeah.
There's like, if I remember correctly, it's like more than 50% of people that have 0 viewers on Twitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like really bad.
If I could say something about this topic, even though I don't stream, I think trying to grow a stream by streaming, it just sounds so stupid to me. Like I would never do that because, like you just said, like it was saying, like there's no algorithm for it, or it's not really good for discoverability.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to be a streamer, you need to maximize your
platforms that actually have discoverability.
Yeah, and not even just platforms, just maximize what you're talented in, right? So it doesn't even necessarily have to be like, you know, Smash, you know, like if I made anime content and I never made Smash content in the first place and I grew on YouTube because of that, I could have started streaming on Twitch and I would be able to grow from there with hard work. But in order for that initial hard work on Twitch to pay off, you need to maximize your talent in a different platform, you know. So maybe you an Instagram model. I don't know. You will do Instagram, or you know what I'm saying. You
got a big OnlyFans.
Cosplay. You know what I'm saying. You got a big and you do cosplay. Then guess what? You gonna have viewers on your Twitch.
I think the best advice I ever heard about growing a stream was really like, first of all, the game you play. You know, let's say Fortnite in its peak, right? You could not be. It is impossible to be a new streamer in a category where 20,000 people are live and there's 130,000.
Keitaro tried.
Viewers.
What happened?
There's 100,000 viewers.
To be a Fortnite streamer.
Yeah, you can tell people how well. How hard it is to grow in a popular game.
At an average of 30 viewers doing Fortnite streaming, I streamed for 100 hours, and I think I ended up with 100
subs.
I got up to 100 subs. You know how many hours I streamed last month, guys? I streamed 100 hours, the same amount as Fortnite. And instead of ending up with 100 subs, I had 1,700.
Yes. And Smash is a perfect game. This is the last thing I'll say real quick. Yeah. Smash is the perfect kind of game to start your stream on Twitch, because what you want is a game that has enough viewers for it to be viable to be able to grow a stream, but not too much competition to where it's impossible to ever get noticed. A game like Smash is kind of that perfect middle ground. So, you know, if you can find if you look in the categories like on Twitch, the game categories, try to find something in that like 10 to 15 games around Smash, and if something like that appeals to you, then you have a chance. But even then, it's still going to be hard. But a game like Smash is a perfect place to like really be able to grow a stream.
If you want to become a streamer, pick a game that you also love, and also what Colin
that
said,
you don't mind playing all the time.
Yeah, try to do collabs as much as you can. Like, realistically, like, I don't know if, like, people really realize this, but you need connections in anything you want to do in life. Like, almost no one gets to where they are without some type of connections.
For
I
sure.
will. Okay. So, I feel like a lot of people don't realize this about me, but I'm gonna mention it because I've seen a lot of other top players and big personalities in Smash, and Kuno's making a good point right there, where he says nobody cares about Smash streamers unless you're practically a top player. So I'm not a top player,
Well,
but
me
I
too.
think, and yeah, same as him. I'm doing pretty good. But one of the things that I pride myself in is anytime anybody asks for collaboration, I'm like, the person that did the Melee doc, sorry for snapping. The person that did the Melee doc, I didn't know who the fuck he was. But he came up to a group of 30 Brawl players.
Shout out
and
to
said,
Samox.
Yeah, Samox. He came to a group of 30 Brawl players and said, anybody want to be in this documentary? I'm doing a Melee doc.
Oh, that was like the best decision you ever made, probably.
You know what's funny?
That was the first time I ever saw you.
You want to hear something? Wow, in the Melee doc.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm a doc kid.
I was the only person of those 30 people. The other people walked away and said, nah, I'm good. I was the only person that said I'll be in it, and I was in a Melee doc. By the way, I've had 7 other people ask me to be in a documentary, and I said yes. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Because anytime I get asked, I'm like, okay. I'm always looking for those
What
opportunities.
about Smash 3?
Smash who?
Smash 3.
The Brawl doc?
What happened in that doc?
That he was gonna be in it.
I still told False that I'll be down to be in it. And I will drive to
To
his
this
house.
day?
I will drive to his house to be in a Brawl
Oh
documentary.
my god. Let's make it happen.
I
Let's
don't
make it
know what the fuck-
happen.
I don't know what fuck False doing.
Last thing I'll say though, real quick, is if you're ever trying to make a name for yourself and you didn't make a TikTok, I'm just saying, like, cause for the first time in my life, I looked at TikTok and I saw all the people on there and what they was doing.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Yeah.
Not talented. You actually don't have to work hard or be talented,
No.
and you can actually grow on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well,
So if
but it
you
doesn't translate too well over.
but it translates at all.
You know,
But
do you know like where Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all them dudes came from? They all
Vine.
came from Vine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they became the biggest YouTubers in the world when Vine shut down.
And
True.
Vine was the same way. It was a bunch of like untalented people.
Okay.
on
Khaled
Vine.
City.
Yeah.
So,
a
a lot of the
kids.
big like content creators like me, like that's like do what I do, started on Vine.
Yeah.
So
But
like
you didn't do Vine.
because I did Smash
So
though.
He
why
was
aren't you
too
doing?
late,
Why aren't you
though.
doing TikTok?
Because I don't have to do TikTok.
But if you did
But what?
TikTok,
Do as
No.
I say, not as I do.
if there's
no,
a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no, no, no,
unfunny
no.
people being,
No, I'm going to do TikTok.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
just saying
It
that
means like if you want to start because
Yeah.
it's really easy to start
Like,
on
okay, yeah.
TikTok.
there's always
Because TikTok is like really easily shareable.
Yeah, like-
easy to grow on.
even I didn't get my start shooting at swinging at the biggest opponent, you know what I'm saying? I had to work my way through the minions, you know? Because I started with Smash 4 on Twitter making content. And that was how I, started to grow. And then after that, I started to make Smash Ultimate content. I didn't just always go towards the biggest targets, you know? And that's how a lot of people have, come to be where they are. It's like they found that niche in order to, get discoverability. So that's all I'll say about that.
I do want to say there was something that. So I do agree in a way what Kuno says, but at the same time, it's kind of weird because, like, I'm a huge anomaly to like everything towards Smash.
oh yeah.
I'm like the biggest anomaly on Twitch
Yeah.
for streaming for Smash because Keitaro's a commentator, so like he gets like in front of thousands, sometimes 100,000 of people. You know what I mean? Like commentators like him and EE still get a lot of exposure. Like people like like D1 as well. You know what I mean? All the top players as well. And then for me, I'm literally someone that did none of that.
Yeah.
None of it.
I mean, dude, that's the thing is like
So
it's
it's
all
not
about.
impossible.
And one thing too about Twitch is like if people say like, oh, you have to be a top player. I get what he's saying for sure, but there's a niche for everybody, and people really like finding a streamer that they relate to. So if you're not a top player, if you're more of a casual Smash dude, but you're just like chilling and with the chat and being funny and everything, then like people are gonna like that too. You know what I mean?
I've done commentary and I've been on like many videos of Nairo. I've worked with Zero and other stuff, but like I feel like people like my personality. I feel like people can relate to me because I'm not somebody that will sit down and beat Samsor in a best of 5 or Nairo.
Yeah.
But I'm someone that's still like that they can look up to because I'm not
Like
someone
they'll
that's
come
a
in the stream
top
and they'll
player.
chill and laugh and forget
Yeah.
about their day or whatever.
It's like they like me because of my personality, not because of like how good I am at the game. And in my opinion, I'd much rather have that,
100%.
and
Now-
you have that too. So
All right, I'm sorry to cut this off. I'm sorry, but we actually do have to end the podcast. Keitaro has to host Neuralis. Shout out to the Smash bot extraordinaire taking Twitch by storm.
Wait, hold on, just heads up. If you beat Neuralis in the best of 5 tonight, you get $75.
Damn,
$75
really?
tonight?
$75.
I'm gonna wait for it to be 100.
Okay, because nobody beat her the last 2 nights, so I'm gonna host
The
Neuralis.
mystery of Neuralis continues, but thank you everybody for watching episode number 4 of the Loft Podcast. This one was very different than the other ones, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it went pretty well. I had a good time. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to White Hannya. Make sure to follow him on Twitter, Twitch. He's been streaming. He's been chilling. He's been coming over, and he's doing his thing.
I will.
Thanks for coming on, though, Jerry. I think it was good having you.
I will start streaming.
I appreciate your contributions, because podcasts are not for everybody. Some people have a hard time like contributing or like talking and all that good stuff, but I think you did really well. So thanks.
Thank you to everyone that subbed to the channel. I'm 3 subs away from 1530, so if you want to consider subscribing for that, feel free to. I'm only 3 subs away.
Last thing I'll say is if you missed any part of the podcast and you want to see it, it's going to be live on youtube.com/thecolinies tomorrow. It'll be live on there. You can see the entire podcast on YouTube as well. Make sure you go check it out, show some love. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and have a great night.